All right. Hello, everyone. I think you should be able to hear me now. Wonderful. Well, we'll get going. We do have a lot to cover, so I'm going to start moving pretty quick. I'm extremely excited for this webinar. I've been working on it for a few weeks now, and we have some wonderful content. We're going to talk mostly about our integration with Facebook and Instagram Shops by Meta. But the stuff I'm actually personally a little bit more excited to talk to you about today is the reason we're doing it and the reason you, the merchant, should be interested in selling on Facebook and Instagram, and some tactics on how to actually grow that portion of your business. So I've been working with a lot of our customers over the last couple months or so through some alpha testing and beta testing of this integration. Worked for somewhere between 10 to 20 different merchants, just having conversations, and it's pretty clear that merchants such as yourself want to sell on Facebook and Instagram. But some of the merchants don't necessarily know like why that's important and really how to get it going. They just know, okay, I need to do something with Facebook, Instagram. It's obviously a huge brand, everyone knows it, so I need to be there. But why do I need to be there? How do I get success over there? And found some really cool stuff I'm interested in sharing with you guys today. But this is the agenda. We're gonna go off I got one slide about the history of Meta Shops, just to show you kind of where it came from, the growth of the platform over the first couple of years or so, to help you guys get kind of a bearing on where it's at today. And then next, we're going to go over why. Got a couple slides there for you. I'm going to teach you some advertising tactics that I would definitely grab a pen and paper and start to jot down when we get to that section. And that's also advertising without spending any money. So I talked to some of our merchants, and they're very, they think they know how to run ads on Meta and Facebook, Instagram, but they cost some money and they're trying to cut costs, but they want to grow their business at the same time. There's actually some tactics of how to actually advertise without spending any money. So I'm going to go over that with you today. And then lastly, the final piece is going to be the actual demo of our integration, as well as a little bit of the business manager inside of Meta, because the most common feedback I get is that the Thrive portion of the integration is very simple to use, but the Meta portion where we actually go into the business manager, that's where people start to get kind of cross-eyed and lose focus on how to get this thing working. Just because Meta, I'm sure you've all been in there and used the business manager, it changes day after day after day. So I'm going to try to help you guys out with some little shortcuts there. So quick little history is so Meta Shops, you guys might have remembered when it started. It started in May 2020. So this is right after COVID started, partially in response to COVID. This is kind of, Meta's stab at like an e-commerce offering, right? This is an interesting stat that you can look at Facebook's Q1 2021 earnings call for the source of this, but in April 2021 during the call, this is roughly a year after the launch, Mark Zuckerberg was on the earnings call, and he shared that there is over 1 million merchants utilizing the Shops platform, so that's sellers and businesses. And in that 1 year from launching the Shops platform, you've had over 250 million monthly active shoppers. So just the growth in the first year is just tremendous. We're several years past that at this point, so it's only larger. I have not been able to find a more current stat. That is just the stat I've seen after 1 year of launch. So still significant, and definitely want to tap into that. A little bit about the Shops platform is it does include both Facebook and Instagram. You can have one shop or the other or both. So if Facebook's not right for you or Instagram's not right for you, those are inside of Meta. They're considered sales channels. You don't have to have one or the other. You can do just Facebook, just Instagram, both. It's up to you. And something I will be talking about more in a bit is you can actually have multiple shops. So this is something some folks don't really quite understand, is you can have 3 different Facebook shops, you can have 3 different Instagram shops. And I'll talk to you about some reasons you might consider doing that down the road. So next, let's talk a little bit about why you should be selling on this platform. So first reasons is the Shops platform is Meta's current iteration of e-commerce. The cool part is you don't necessarily have to have an entire e-commerce platform like Shopify or BigCommerce or whatever, right? Because setting up an e-commerce site can take quite a lot of time, and doing another one of those would just be another giant headache for me. But the Meta team has done a really good job of making it simple to get set up with the shop and get moving on selling on there very quickly. So if you're new to the platform, you can get started quick. If you're already using the Shops platform, you're going to be able to use our integration with that existing shop. The second stat right here is something I want to kind of draw your eyes to. It's really cool, where 50% of Facebook and 65% of Instagram shop visits, and sometimes you'll see purchases thrown in there as well, come from non-followers. So really sit on this for a second and think about it. So if you're someone that's thinking, well, Sean, I don't know if I need to be selling on Facebook and Instagram because, I'm a new business. I don't have a lot of followers. Who's going to buy from me? Well, Facebook and Instagram, the source is, this is a great YouTube video. I'd go to watch it. It's the Ask an Expert, how Meta envisions the future of retail with the VP of Commerce over there, Emma Rogers. Go look it up on YouTube. It's a great little podcast. The way this works is through product tagging. So maybe you've done a post on Facebook or Instagram where it asks you to tag a product in the photo. If you do that, there's some technical stuff behind it, but basically what Facebook and Instagram do is they take that photo or that video or that reel or whatever you posted, and they plug it into this thing. They call it a discovery algorithm. So even if there's customers out there that aren't following your business on Facebook or Instagram, they might see your post through this algorithm, but they won't unless you're tagging your product. So you don't have to spend any money to do this. It's very cool. So you don't have to put any sort of ad dollars into it, nothing like that. Facebook's doing it on behalf of you because, they're incentivized to get people to buy products from them and actually, visit the shop. So they're trying to help you out. It's very, very nice. So other reasons, obviously, go where your customers are. So that's, just a total no-brainer. Some other interesting stuff here. This is from a big Meta commission survey, basically over 12,000 respondents here in the discovery-led shopping study. Over 70% of online shoppers surveyed typically discover products, is what they're talking about, products on Meta. So it's a huge number. And then 46% of online shoppers surveyed used Meta to help with a purchase. So you got to be selling there. That's where your customers are. Even if you don't have followers, like I said in that previous slide, you can find new followers without spending any money. So you got to be doing the sales on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. So, all right, here are some of the tactics of how to advertise without spending money. So this is where things get kind of cool in my opinion. So kind of zeroing in on that stat again, that little italicized section up there, 50% of Facebook and 65% of Instagram shops visits come from non-followers. Again, it's from that, that podcast with Emma Rogers. It's through product tagging, okay? So here's an exact, screenshot. This is from Instagram's blog, so you can go take a look at this. They have some good resources on how to do it. So starting on the left-hand side. So this is gonna be a post of someone swinging on the swing, and maybe that's your shoes or your sunglasses or your, the shirt and the pants that individual is wearing, right? And you want to say, I want to tag it with that link to that product. This is how you do it. The next image, second from the left, is you're tagging it, you're adding a product. That suggested product section in your products, they link to your Instagram and Facebook shop. That is tied to your catalog, which is going to be the Thrive integration. So I'll talk about that in a bit. But you can tag it there, and if you tag it successfully, you can have multiple tags. You can tag the sunglasses and the shirt and the necklace and the the shoes, whatever you want to do. It's real easy. I'm sure many of you have probably done it before. You can tag it and then you can post it. And there's a bunch of other ways to post besides just main posts. You can tag like reels on Instagram as well. Facebook has different types of media. So it's not just posts. There's other ways to tag your products. It's very cool. Then third from the left, the next image is you're choosing some kind of variant of the actual the shirt itself. So you could have the clay version or the black version or the truffle version. Those are product variants. Lastly, on the far right hand side is you have the ability to edit. So you can go ahead and post it, obviously, if you're done, and you can edit it. So pretty cool. So that's spending $0. And that's how Facebook and Instagram use your images and use your posts to get into that discovery algorithm. And you can hit share right here, obviously, and then there you go. That's what the post looks like if it would be on like the homepage of Instagram. And that's you posting. The next thing I want to show you is you don't actually have to be the one doing the post. And this is where things get incredibly cool, is because you can have, let's say, a customer of yours. Let's say I'm purchasing product from you, and Sean's got an Instagram account, right? And he's got some followers. And what you can do is you can say, hey, Sean, or Jackie Madsen in this instance, right? Would you be open to posting that picture and tagging my shoes in your post? So even though it's Jackie doesn't work for you, Sean doesn't work for you, they have access to your shop as well through the product tagging interface. And if they do that, they can link to your product and they can surface the product image through the discovery algorithm, thus pushing more shoppers to your site. So a couple reasons of why this could be interesting is you can actually set up like a commission program if you want. So think about, Jackie here is not working for you. You can say, hey, Jackie, if you post, one picture a month with a pair of shoes or whatever it is, the influencer stuff, you can do that. And you can say, if you post, I'll give you $100 per month on, just as like a referral fee for every customer you send us, right? Be completely creative, however you want to do it. But this does enable something like that. So be thinking about that actually helps draw more traffic to your site. So again, not spending any money, which is pretty nice. The next section is how to spend or how to advertise with spending money. Okay, so if you want to throw some dollars into it, here you go. What I would recommend doing is if you have these posts like Jackie's, or not Jackie's, but yours, like this one right here, and you have a history of them, because you can go backwards in time and tag product images. You can do that. It's not stopping you. You can take those posts that are on your profile, and then you can turn them into advertising content. So you don't have to create like a new ad for your business. You can take that photo that you tagged 6 weeks ago, you can go back to it. If, let's say if it got like a lot of likes or something like that, and then there's a button for you to basically turn it into a promotional post. And you can do that, you can throw some dollars into it, do some testing, see how it works. This screenshot right here is directly from Instagram's help center. So you can find it on their website, but it's a very simple, 6-step process. You go to your profile, click promote, fill out the details, put a budget, audience and everything, and then you're done, and that's it. So if you're open to spending some money, there you go, that's how it works. This is an example of what one of those posts might look like. So you have, a shoe brand here. They have a post that's got some images of, shoes, and then they turn it into an ad. This is what the ad's gonna look like to your viewers. It's gonna say sponsor, it's gonna say shop now. That shop now link takes you to your Facebook shop or your Instagram shop. So it's all tied together. It's very cool, and it helps you, drive new traffic that you might not even know about to your Facebook shop and your Instagram shop. And Instagram and Facebook are doing it for free, unless you want to give them money for the ads, obviously. But next slide here. So yeah, again, a couple examples of kind of what I've seen work pretty well in the past, and if I can give you, some suggestions for get the creative wheels turning. Create a commission program for your customers. If you have a loyal customer of yours, turn them into an advocate, turn them into evangelists for your brand. Take them and maybe if they post an image, say you'll give them $25 per post, or maybe it's per customer, paying customer, whatever you want to do, $100, and you can even go up from there. They and you, the third point here, can also tag stories, reels, etc. It doesn't have to be a post. So Instagram and Facebook have other ways to tag products. You can go backwards in time and tag old posts. So if you've been thinking, oh shoot, I need to start posting 1 million posts a day to start tagging my products, you don't have to do that. You can go back and find old posts that you've already posted of your business, and then just start adding your products to it once you have the catalog set up. Last point here, once you've tagged your products in media types, just spend a little money. Put $100 into a post, or an ad campaign for a week, and just see what happens. Just test things and just keep testing and keep trying to figure out ways to drive revenue to your business. So cannot recommend it enough. Lastly, here comes the sales pitch for our integration. In order to be able to tag your products in media on Instagram and Facebook, you do need to have a functioning product catalog, and that is where we come in. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen sharing really quick to pull up the Thrive interface. So this is available to all of you now. So the integration is live. It should be in your Shopintori account. If you need help with any of this after this webinar, please reach out to our customer care team. As a reminder, they are right here through this chat bubble, and we're ready for this webinar to be done and for you guys to have a million questions. So we encourage you guys to reach out. The team is on standby once this webinar is over to help you find success with the new integration. But to get things going, on the Shopintori side, this is what it should look like on your dashboard. The Meta integration is on the Thrive side. So most of you probably seen some marketing material from our marketing team about this Thrive brand and the Thrive interface. The Meta integration is available only on the Thrive side. So the way to navigate to that is you have to click this Shopintori link up here on the top left-hand side. You can access it from basically any page. You can go to your products page here and you can click on it. So you're going to click switch to Thrive. That's step one. If you go anywhere else on the Shopintori side, you're not going to find it. An easy way, a little cheat way to find it is just make sure you're on, it's this URL up here is cloud.thrivemetrics.com. That's where you need to be. Okay. So once you're on the Thrive side, again, it looks very similar, but there's just different features over here. I'd encourage you to use the Thrive interface as much as possible. The next step is going to go to settings. So once you're in the settings side, then you will have a couple new things here. You're going to have feeds. You're going to have Google for Retail, which is our Google Shopping integration. If you haven't checked that out, I encourage you to do so. And then the Meta Shops integration right here. You're going to click on this. And then once you're inside of the Meta Shops backend on Thrive, there's two things to remember about our integration. The first step is we're going to create a feed. A feed is what is the connection point between Thrive and Shopintori and then the Facebook Meta Business Manager. Okay, so you need to create a feed. And then once we created that feed, inside of the feed, we're going to create a catalog, and those are your products. Okay, so the feed is the connection point. The catalog is the list of products that you want to sell on Facebook and Instagram shops. Okay, So let's go ahead and set up a feed. I already have a couple here, and I'll show you why that's important to have a few, but let's set up a first one like we've never set one up before. You're gonna name it whatever you want. So you can do Sean's webinar products. And you might just call this like, company name meta feed, something like that, right? It's like your business, just name it. It doesn't show up to the end customer, so you don't have to worry about it. It's all internal. And then next, you have to choose an e-commerce channel to connect to. So this integration is only available currently if you have a BigCommerce account or a Shopify account or a WooCommerce account. And the reason why is we have to be able to link to like an e-commerce instance of the product. So I'm going to choose Shopify because I have, I can set this up, but I haven't fully set up my BigCommerce account. But I have a Shopify account here. I'm going to click Save. Once that's done, Meta feed URL. This is the integration point for Meta, so you're not doing anything yet. And then right here, you have a Meta shop URL. This, if you want to fill it out, is basically the Facebook page link for your Facebook business account. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily do it. It is optional, but I would encourage you to add it. It's just literally the URL of your Facebook page. Just go copy it, paste it in here, and you're good to go. So that's it. So once you've created, this is the feed. Okay, so Meta feed details. You're gonna hit save. And once you've hit save, now if you scroll down, I didn't show you a second ago, but if I did, there wouldn't have been a create catalog link right here, but now there is. So once I've created that feed, that's step one. Step two is creating the catalog, okay? So inside of the catalog is where I modify my products. So the catalog name, completely up to you. It's gonna be something like Sean's business, your business name catalog, whatever you want, something generic. Sean's webinar products, okay? Click save. And then after this, all we're gonna do is just start adding products. So we haven't technically actually integrated it with Meta quite yet. What we're doing is we're staging it inside of Thrive. So this is the staging process. Once we've set it up and it's staged to the point where we're ready to execute on it, then we can go into Meta and we can actually add the integration point. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. So here's this should be your product catalog. This is gonna be the products that are showing up on your e-commerce account that we link to. You're gonna select them, whatever ones you want. You can maybe start with 10, start with your 10 best-selling products. If you're new to Facebook and Instagram selling, just start high level, see if it's going to work for you, and then add more products over time. If you would like to add a bunch, you can click check all. You can go down below to add more variants to this page, and you can start doing 100 at a time. We do have some nice filtering options. So if you'd like to go over here and select just a single vendor's product, you can do so. The nice thing about our integration is you don't have to sync everything over. So I've talked to some of our customers where they use a different integration from a different integration provider, and they push every product over to Facebook and Instagram. That's a huge problem for that business. So with our integration, you can completely control the catalog that you'd like to sync over to Facebook and Instagram. So you can send 10 products over, you can send 1,500, you can send just one vendor and a different vendor, but not these vendors, whatever you want to do. The control is yours. So be thinking about that. So you can choose, different vendors in here. You have location options, you have the date created. So the categories, if you want to choose a specific category of products, bundles, yes or no. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip this. That's for you guys to be creative, however you wanna do it. But what I'm gonna do is I have a couple products that I've basically created for this example. So I'm gonna select these 3 products, my Meta example products. I'm gonna apply selection. What we have going on here on this page is we are adding some properties for you that Meta requires, because Meta requires you have specific properties that are new to Meta. We're gonna fill those out automatically for you. 2 properties that we fill out that you might have an interest in changing from our automated system is brand and condition. What we do for brand is we're going to take the name of your Shopinventory account, your business name, and we plug it into the brand field. That might not be the actual brand of the products. So if you'd like to change that and change it to the actual brand, you can do that by clicking this bulk edit variants from Meta option, and we'll give you a spreadsheet. We'll show you all the pre-filled out options, and then you can customize it into the new cell. It's just like our normal spreadsheet offering. Same thing as condition. We're going to autofill the condition field for you to be new. If you'd like to change it to something other than new, you can do so. And then you just do the same thing here through this spreadsheet. So pretty easy. If you don't want to change it, you don't have to, but that's an option for you. So that's it on the Thrive interface. So to kind of recap real quick, step 1, create the feed. Step 2, create a catalog and add products to that catalog. And then now we have to do the actual integration portion. So let me go all the way back to the beginning. I'll go to Google Retail. So I'll just show you what it looks like from the very first click. So here's Meta Shops. You'll see here I have 3 different feeds. And I'm going to choose, I just created both of these today, so I'll grab this other one as well. And you'll see here on the main page of the feed, I now have a link here that I can copy. So I can click this copy icon right here. You'll see down below, I have the catalog, because again, feed, catalog, those are two different things. The feed is the integration point, the catalog is the products. Okay, so down here, you have your catalog, and it shows you have 3 variants. So those are the 3 products I just added. And we do help you with some catalog health options here. This is some feedback I've received from our customers as well, that the products basically sync over from the built-in system you guys have with whatever sales platform you're using. And that's pretty much it. The products are over there, and they might not, the data might not be correct, and it's like the products aren't showing up because they're missing images or whatever, and you don't have really good insight into the health of the catalog that's syncing over. That's something we're going to be doing with our integration. So you'll see right here that we're going to give you some warnings of product information as well as errors. So I don't have any errors, which means that's good, because errors are worse than warnings. Errors mean that this product will not sync over. A warning is basically an optimization. So you'll see, for example, I'll zoom in for you. It says image dimensions are too small for my coffee cup. The image has been scaled up to meet the required. So it's going to work. We're going to make it work for you. But if you'd like to optimize it, here's a heads up. This is what we did for you automatically. But if you'd like to go in and make the images larger, 500 by 500 pixels, you can do that. But we're going to take that work away from you. Errors, if you saw errors are going to have a red triangle. Errors are basically saying this won't sync. So you got to fix whatever the error is, okay? So a common example of an error is if you don't have an image for your product, okay? So if you have no image, it won't sync over, because Meta requires you to have an image for your products. If it doesn't, it's not going to show up because they have to have it. But here we go. So I got my successful catalog ready to rock and roll. And I have my feed. I'm going to take this feed URL, and then we're going to go to Facebook. Okay, so this is where everyone gets cross-eyed. Everyone I've talked to, this is the hard section right here. I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible for you. So a link that I would jot down in your notebook or take a screenshot of it is up here in my URL right now. It's business.facebook.com/commerce. If you can save that link, bookmark it, or whatever you want to do, it'll take you to the exact section every single time without fail. Okay, so this is where we need to go. This is inside of the business manager. This is where it always dumps you, but we don't want to be operating as our individual self. We want to operate as a business, okay? So I'm Sean, but then I am not Sean today. I need to be operating as a business. So you'll see I have my own personal business manager. I have access to our shop inventory business manager here. And then right down below, I have a test coffee shop. This is what we're going to be using today. So this is going to be your business. You're most likely only going to have like one business manager, maybe 2. But go to your business manager here. Should just say your business name, and that's all. Commerce accounts. The commerce account equals shop. So shop, commerce account, they're basically tied together in a way. So we need to have a shop and commerce account set up in order to add our integration. So if you have not set one up yet, you can click add account, and it's going to walk you through the process of setting up a Facebook and Instagram shop. If you're not new and you've already been selling, you're most likely going to have one here. If you have multiple, you're going to choose which one you want to have. An example of why you might have multiple commerce accounts / shops is you might want to take your products and brand them differently. So I've seen some of our merchants that are really comfortable with Facebook. They have multiple Facebook and Instagram shops for demographics or brands or regions, whatever you want to do. And you can do that integration setup from Thrive. We can actually support different catalogs depending on the shop. So it's very cool. Nice little piece from us, but we're going to go into your main business commerce accounts, your main shop here. And we're going to go to the catalog section. Okay, so this BC right here means this was created by BigCommerce. The one on the previous page was created by Shopify as well. We can work in addition to the BigCommerce integration as well as the Shopify integration. So don't think you have to get rid of them. You can add us in the on addition to the existing integrations. So we're going to click items. Next, under catalog, some people get confused here because eventually we're going to end up on the data sources section. They're pretty much the same thing, but let's start with items, and I'll show you. It's going to take us to data sources right now. Boom, hopped over. So basically what we're doing is we're adding a data feed. So here we go. So you're going to click this button right there and click next. This little section right here is confusing, but you're just going to click yes, I am ready to upload your spreadsheet or file. Hit next. And then this last page right here, we're going to choose a URL. All right, so enter the URL where your file is hosted. That is the Thrive feed URL right here. So this is what we just created. You copy it and you go over to Meta and you paste it in this feed URL section right here. and it's going to bring the products along with it. Okay, so this is an integration type called a feed URL. You don't have to do any login information. You can leave that blank, and you're gonna click next. Okay, you can choose how often you want to sync it. Most people are going to say hourly. I have not thought of a good reason to do weekly yet, so if someone thinks of one, let me know. But you can think of hourly for the most frequent, and you can name it inside of here. So the data feed name is just a standard issue name right here. I can change that to products from Thrive. This is not customer facing, so you can name it whatever you want. And save feed and upload. Everything else is good. You don't have to change it. You can hit save. And that's it. That's the entirety of the integration. So it feels simple, and that's because it is. Hopefully, you guys agree with me once you start to use it. But let me show you a couple other things inside of the Meta platform, because this is where things, again, get complicated, and you're going to probably have the most questions inside of the Meta interface, not in Thrive. Thrive is easy, Meta is the more confusing side. So let me try to address a few of those questions for you real quick. So talking about how to use our integration in addition to BigCommerce or Shopify, if you go here inside of your catalog to data sources, you'll see that I now have a data feed. Okay, so if we go back to our integration, we have a feed, a data feed from products from Thrive, but I also have one that's called BC-WC-feed. BC means BigCommerce. So BigCommerce created this feed when I turn on the integration. So you can have multiple feeds in one Facebook shop. So that's a cool thing where you can go in and add multiple feeds. If you'd like to just get rid of your BigCommerce integration, just like completely nuke it, you can click on the data feed here and click settings, and you're going to scroll down and you're going to click the delete button on the bottom right hand side. That'll cancel your BigCommerce integration on the Facebook side. So that means that Thrive is the only integration source for you here. You can have multiple. There's no reason not to have multiple. Just remember, there could be duplicate products, so be thinking about that. So let me show you the Shopify one really quick, because a lot of you will have a Shopify integration as well. I believe I saw a question from Olivia. Let me look at this really quick. What's the difference between a feed and the catalog? Again, so let me address that real quick. A feed, think of it as the integration tool. It's the thing that carries the products over. The catalog is the actual set of products that you want to sell. So in order to have an integration with Thrive and Facebook, you have to create a feed. And then if you want to have products show up, you have to create a catalog. So a feed is the integration point, and then the catalog is what actually carries the products over, okay? So hopefully that answered your question, Olivia. But let's get into the Shopify integration really quick. So a lot of you will have the Shopify integration. This is what it's gonna look like. So I can go to items, and let's say I wanna add more product on top of my Shopify integration. So I'm gonna click add items. Again, Shopify is a little bit different. Shopify asks you if you want to add products in Shopify or if you want to add them manually. If you'd like to use our integration, you're going to click manually. And it's going to take you back to that same data feed or data sources tab right here. So you're going to get real used to this little, gymnastics thing going on inside of Meta. But click on data feed, hit next, and then it's the exact same process we just went through a second ago. So you're going to say, yes, I'm ready to go. You're going to use a URL. And paste that link right there. So that's the catalog.thrivemetrics.com link right here. Hit next. You can choose hourly again, and then you can, rename it right here if you like to. So Thrive data feed with products. All right, so you're gonna hit save feed and upload, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So this will carry the products over. So you'll see it's gonna take a second, but it should have 3 items show up because I only have 3 items in this catalog. And you can use that again in addition to the existing integration. So if you'd like to get rid of your existing integration, like just get rid of Shopify and have us do the work for you, again, all you need to do is you go to the main data sources tab. If I click it here, it doesn't work. So you have to click all data sources right here on this top section. So I'll take you back. And you'll see here that I have a syncing from partner platforms. So Shopify is different than BigCommerce, as well as WooCommerce is a little bit different. The main thing to remember across all of them is data feeds. So data feeds, I have a bunch of data feeds here because I've done a bunch of tests. You can click on any of them to delete them. You click on it, you click settings, and you go down and you delete it right here. All right, and you click that, it'll pull the products out and you're good to go. And okay, well, that's pretty much it on the demo side. So just to recap really quick, you're gonna create a feed, you're gonna create a catalog. Feed is that URL, that integration point. You can have multiple feeds. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a second. But once you've created that feed, you do need to create a catalog, okay? So you can have a catalog down here. Those are your products. And then what you need to do once you've added your products here, you grab this feed URL, you take it over to Meta, you add it as a data source, you click add items or add data source, you click add items manually if you're in Shopify, and you go through this process right here. That's how the integration works. And then once you've synced it and that URL is sitting there inside of Meta, you don't have to go and add it again. If you want to update products, they will update in real time. You go back to this feed right here, you go to your catalog and you just start adding products just like normal, and they will show up on Meta without you having to do anything. It's on that hour-long sync period, so if it doesn't sync automatically, that's probably why. Meta does limit that to not be an immediate real-time integration. It is an hourly at most, so just think about that before you reach out to our customer care team, but you're always welcome to reach out. And that's it. So let me pull back up the slides really quick. And I know we're going over, and you guys, I'm going to go over. You're welcome to hang on. We'd love to keep having you on. I'm going to have a Q&A session here in a second, but let me go ahead and click show a different page. All right, so why would you use our integration over a built-in integration with something else? So here's a few points why I think it's going to be very valuable to you. So first off, successfully listing your products. I've talked to a bunch of our customers by doing some testing with them. The confidence level that I'm hearing from our customers with other integrations that they're using, maybe from built-in solutions that are sales channels or whatever it might be, the confidence level is a little bit low. They feel like they have the integration turned on and products are syncing over, but they really don't know. Or they're inside of Meta and using the integration and they just flat out know it's not working. Okay, so there's a lot. I've talked to, again, somewhere between 15 and 20 customers. I think probably 7 out of 10 of them have said something along those lines where they're like, I think it's broken, I don't have confidence in it. So that's one of the integration benefits from us, is we really want you to be successful. So that's why we have our customer support team. That's why we're doing this webinar. That's why we're going to have help articles. If you feel like you're not getting it and you're kind of frustrated, please reach out. I will personally help you. I'm going to be on a lot of calls to help out with this, so I'll be there to chat with you. The second point here is a little it's interesting, and it's maybe something you're not thinking about, but I would encourage you to think about it. So our integration will support multiple Facebook and Instagram shops. Reasons you might have different shops: you could have multiple brands for your business. You could have a wholesale line in your business. You could also have different demographics. So Facebook isn't stopping you, even though you're only one actual business entity. You can have multiple Facebook and Instagram shops. The integrations on the market with Facebook and Instagram, like the built-in ones from sales channels, they only connect to one shop. We can connect to multiple, because you can create multiple catalogs / feeds, and you can have one feed called, boys clothing, one feed called girls clothing, one called adult men, one called adult women, whatever you want to do. And you can have them on different shops if you would like to. You don't have to, but if you're starting to think of okay, what can I do to not spend money and also try to drive more sales to my business, that is an example of something you can do. So if you have a social, like a social media manager on your team, maybe give this webinar over to them. We can help them out as well. Catalog health management and Thrive. Again, that's where that validation section where we had the little warnings and the red, red triangles. We want you to be successful. Part of being successful with selling on Facebook and Instagram is the products need to actually work. So the integrations I've seen, they're just kind of sending things over and they have no way of helping are those products actually showing up on Facebook and Instagram. They can be showing up on your website, but they might not show up on Facebook and Instagram. That's a problem. We're trying to fix that for you. That's what that validation, orange triangle is there to help you out with, okay? Last couple points, full catalog control. So I've talked to some businesses that they use a built-in integration with a different sales channel from Shopify and Thrive. That integration might say, all right, we're gonna send every product over to Facebook and Instagram. This specific customer I'm thinking of has vendors that they purchase products from where they have vendor restrictions on where they can sell their products. They have an agreement that they can sell their products on their website, but they can't show up anywhere else. They use this integration, all the products show up on the website. The next morning, they got a bunch of calls from their vendors threatening to pull their products from their catalog. So with our integration, you can control the specific products that show up on Facebook and Instagram, and it's really, really nice. It's not all or nothing. Unless you want it to be, you can do all or nothing. This last point here is kind of cool. I've talked to a couple customers recently where their creative ideas are starting to move on why this might be beneficial for them. So you can create multiple catalogs for purchase purposes, such as new product introductions or seasonal lines or whatever you want. There's no limit to it. It's up to you to just be creative here. So I have a customer I'm thinking of that I talked to the other day that has their staple catalog, which is all year round. They don't change these products, but they do get seasonal products. They might get like a holiday line or a spring line or whatever, and they want to show those products for just a month or 2 months or a quarter, and then they want them to be easily pulled off. With our integration, you can go in and you can create a new catalog or a new feed that is called spring line or summer line. Add your products to just that one specific catalog, and then go into Facebook and Meta and add that feed through that data sources feed section, call it holiday line, and then have it show up for just a couple months. And then when you're ready to pull it off, just delete it. And that's it. Super easy. So you can set up product introductions, seasonal products is very, very, very nice. So, and I believe that's it. I think one more time, just a recap of what we've gone over today. So brief history of shops, just something I think about is just the growth of the platform. So if you can write one thing down, the platform has grown a lot in just 1 year of the platform launching. There's a ton of platform shoppers or a ton of shoppers on the platform, so you need to be selling there. I think that's a big deal for you. Why you need to sell? You don't have to spend any money to actually get sales. Facebook and Instagram have a way to show your shop to non-followers. Over half of the Facebook and over 65% of the shop visits come from people that are not following your business. So you gotta do product tagging, which is that third point right there, 3A, how to advertise without money. Tag your products in your media types. Incentivize your customers. Find a loyal customer you like that comes to your shop all the time. Give them a commission program and turn them into evangelists. Why not? Last point here, everything that we talked about above, you have to have a successful product catalog, and ideally it's powered by Thrive. And I think that's my last slide. And lastly here, again, chat, and we have a great customer care team. You can reach out to us via email. Thanks a ton and have a great rest of your day.